Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on our webcast. Today is our mailbag. So we have several questions to go through that have come in from all over. So let's get started. I'll give you the first question. Here we go, Jeff.
Okay, I'm ready.
This one came in from Toronto.
Hmm.
With Donald Trump in office, I was thinking he's more for oil and drilling as opposed to green energy solutions. Would it not be wise to buy these stocks? And another quick question came in this morning from the Toronto area as well. Should we be worried about Trump in office?
Okay, good questions. I'll answer the second one first. So we thought about that question in September. We wrote a blog and did a webcast on it. If you click on the right bar of our website and go to September 26th, we wrote something and it's called What If Trump Wins? We looked at each 4-year presidential cycle since 1952. The conclusion is that the market goes up no matter who's in office. There were only a few exceptions. I'm doing this from memory. I think one was Nixon, and I believe two were the second George Bush. And we could explain Bush because of the tech bubble and the financial crisis. So, no, you shouldn't be worried that Trump was elected. With respect to the first question about buying oil and gas stocks,
Mhm.
I think they're more likely to expand supply by drilling more. So we have executed a block trade this morning to buy a
Mhm.
oil pipeline. So this client read my mind. We owned TC Energy since I believe since early 2023. And just a few months ago, they spun off their oil pipeline, which was the infamous Keystone. Right now, TC Energy is just a natural gas pipeline. But because they spun off the oil side, all the clients who owned TC Energy owned a very small portion of the oil pipeline, which is called South Bow. It's not widely followed. Most people don't know it very well or at all. But because it pays an 8% yield, we've been waiting to buy it. And now that we have this change in Washington, we purchased it this morning. Our
Okay.
block trade process is to include all clients on a block trade unless you don't have enough cash. So this morning, anyone who had 3% cash and didn't have a restriction to not buy
Mhm.
oil and gas stocks were included in the block trade. But going forward, we look at a new portfolio each day just to rebalance it or make sure it looks okay. And so if you weren't included in the block trade, we'll try to include it when we rebalance your portfolio. So this client read my mind. We did buy an oil pipeline this morning.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next question. This
Mhm.
one comes from Southern Ontario. Question. Actually, this is more of a comment. My computer was hacked. They got into my bank accounts and moved money from savings to checking. Fortunately, they didn't get any further, but I had to have my computer cleaned and it has been a nightmare. And before you answer, this was not anything to do with us. This is her personal bank account,
Right.
but we thought we would give some best practices.
Yeah. So some of the practices for protecting yourself against cyber attack. Uh, First and foremost, be very familiar with the emails that come in. So if there's even a slight little change in an email address that you're not familiar with, I'd be wary to click on it because
Mhm.
the people that are behind it that create these phishing emails and things are very creative. So to say the least. So I would be very, very wary and make sure that if something comes in that you're not familiar with, I wouldn't be clicking on it. Another method we do as well is multi-factor authentication. So that is like having a password into a software program followed up with another password that might be directed to your cell phone.
Mhm.
So you're checking twice before you entering into whatever you're going to look at. And that's just a double way of protecting yourself from other issues
Yep.
that can happen, right?
Yep.
Um, What else? QR codes. QR codes are everywhere. Restaurants, events, everyone's clicking on their phone on the QR codes. Sometimes the QR codes are not, might not be real. You click on it and your phone or your computer or something can get infected. So
Mhm.
you have to be very wary if you're going to do things like that.
Yeah.
You and I don't go near the QR codes with our phones
Yeah.
ever. So just something to think about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and not to mention just automatically updating your virus definitions and running regular recurring
Antivirus.
scans.
Yeah.
And not to drag this answer on, but you and I have internal policies and procedures on how to deal with the new threat, which are deep fake phone calls. So if you're
Right.
a client, just reach out to us and we'll tell you how we handle those.
Hmm.
Thankfully, we haven't had to handle one, but
Yeah.
we're ready for them.
Hmm. Okay, let's move on. Third question from Peterborough. Should I have all my money in stocks or spread it out?
Okay, so that depends who you are. So the
Hmm.
benefit with working with us is that every client gets their own customized portfolio. So we don't do anything cookie cutter. After we speak with a client, we make a suitability assessment. And we do that after making an assessment on their risk capacity and risk tolerance. And they're two independent assessments. So risk tolerance is a client's ability or willingness rather to take the volatility. That's more of
Hmm.
a mental assessment.
Their
And then
own
risk,
personal risk.
yeah, I mean, do you lose sleep at night if your portfolio is going up and down? Are
Right.
you looking at your stocks every day and getting anxiety from it? That's risk tolerance.
And we
Risk,
also, I just want to mention, we also have forms that go into deeper questions and things
yeah,
to get a better idea of what that would be for that
yeah,
particular
right.
person.
Yeah. When we open an account, we send a questionnaire, and that helps us determine what your risk tolerance and risk capacity is. So risk tolerance, as I say, that's your willingness to see your portfolio fluctuate. Risk capacity is your ability to take losses, and that is informed by, how much money you've saved, how long your time horizon is. So it
Mhm.
really depends on the person. And once we make those two assessments, we will then say, okay, based on these determinations we've made, how much should someone's portfolio be in stocks, bonds, cash, preferred shares? And it's totally unique to the person. What we'll do is, if when we're looking at those two factors I mentioned, risk capacity and risk tolerance, let's say someone's got a very high risk tolerance, so they don't mind seeing their portfolio go up and down 4% every month. They might, though, not have the risk capacity. They may say, I'm retiring in 1 year. So they might have a high risk tolerance, but a low risk capacity. We will always just take the lower one and construct
Yeah.
the portfolio based on that.
Yeah.
So the answer is it depends who you
And
are.
it's not just required information, documentation we've gathered. Most importantly, it's the conversation we've had with our client.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's totally
100%.
informed by the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, next question. This one's from Toronto. Do I have to drive down to Bay and Adelaide and find a parking spot to sign up with you guys?
No. No. We do everything digitally. We use an application called Docusign, which is secured.
Mhm.
We also work with our custodian. Most of the banks have now gone digitally, and everything is encrypted, secured. Everything's password protected. So you don't have to get into your car and run down the street to meet us at the coffee shop on the corner. We can do everything through teleconference, Zoom calls, and we can do everything through digital documentation. So it's an easy, easy way to do things
Yep.
and very secure.
Yep.
Okay, next question. Question from Western Canada. Who should I send emails to, Jeff or Sunny?
Okay, that's a very good question. You can
I
send
say
email.
both.
Yeah, you can send emails to both of us and
Mhm.
we'll both see it, and the proper person will address the question or the comment. The regulatory legislation was changed a year or two ago to include what is called client-focused reforms. Part of that addition was to make notes every time we talk to a client, and we do
Mhm.
that. So
And we
if somebody
and we
phones
do.
me, I've got a pen in my hand and I'm taking notes, and then I write up the document, I send it to Sunny. And so she'll read it and vice versa.
Mhm.
So you can send your questions to both of us. If you have specific investment advice, that should probably go to me. But Sunny's better on the software. So if they're looking for, if they want to know how much is my account up, or can you help me transfer this, you're probably the right person. But just send it to both of us, and
Mm.
you and I will decide who should address the concern.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Oh, that's mine. Are you completely independent?
We are completely independent. We work with our custodian, National Bank Independent Network, who
Mhm.
does take care of our back office, um, secures the accounts for us, holds them, and we do all of, I guess, it's kind of like a team approach. However, we're completely independent, make
Yeah.
all of our company decisions on our own. We give them instructions on what to do in each different account. So, yeah, we're completely, there is no crossover between National Bank's personal procedures, policies, and procedures and our own. We're completely independent.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm colleagues with some of these people because we talk to them so regularly, and they're
Yeah,
great. They're very helpful.
yeah,
They're great for
it's
the client.
fantastic.
Yeah, they always find solutions whenever our clients need something. So
Yeah. And
shout
we
out
have a
to
Christmas
National
party
Bank.
coming up.
Oh yeah, we sure holiday party, Sonny. Be
Oh,
careful.
sorry,
Yeah.
holiday party.
I
Oops.
think it's end of September, or pardon me, September, end of November.
Right.
They always put on a good one. I think this one's at One King West.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Should be
really
fun.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, me too.
All right,
Okay,
Sonny. Till next
talk to you
time.
soon.